more quiet. Just give me 1 second. Hey! Yeah, I lost my mustache in there somewhere. Oh well. Anyway, as I was saying, I visited Super Nintendo World in Universal Studios Hollywood, now officially open to the public, and let me tell you, there are so many really cute specific details in this place that you're not gonna find in any other video. And I was able to chat with Abbey Finnan, the show producer at Universal Creative, and get some inside info on what to look out for. So let's dive into all the love that went into this place. And I'm saving my absolute favorite detail that most people will never see for last, so stick around. Also, I passed by Shigeru Miyamoto. I might cry. So believe it or not, you can learn some things about what the park is going to be like before you even go in. The colors of the word world exactly match the ones of Super Mario 3D World, which was the very first Mario game to use that exact color combination, and these blocks featured behind the logo are also from that game. So before we even enter, we can guess that it's mostly going to be based on Super Mario 3D World, and this holds true, but we'll get back to that. Real quick, listen. You hear that? And that? These tracks and all the other ones we use on new Rockstars are from Persona Music, a new massive music licensing space built by creators for creators. Persona Music offers unlimited copyright-cleared music for your videos on all platforms under a single subscription license. Their library features music from Marvel and Disney trailers, Emmy award-winning soundtracks, and hundreds of hit TV shows. If you're a creator, getting your content flagged for copyright issues keeps people from seeing what you've made and keeps you from making money off of it. Persona Music makes your life so much easier. Persona integrates with YouTube's Content ID fingerprinting system to detect and clear claims within minutes. Just pop your channel ID and social URLs in your user dashboard and boom, you're whitelisted. All videos published during your Persona subscription will be cleared from Content ID claims forever. To get started with Persona Music, just head to app.personamusic.io or click the link in the description. Go to the pricing page, choose your plan, sign up, and apply code ROCKSTARS25 at checkout to get a 25% discount and 1 free month of Persona Music. To enter the land, you go through a giant pipe with multicolored lights that give the same atmosphere as that place between pipes that Mario and Luigi travel through in what we've seen of the Super Mario Bros. Movie. We come out of the other side and are hit straight away with the nostalgia feels as we step into the Super Mario 64 version of Peach's castle. It has the checkered floor, the sun detailing on the ground, and even the sky ceiling detail above that, where in the game you would look up to be transported to the Tower of the Wing Cap. Look left and right and you can see 2 paintings, one inspired by the Bob-omb Battlefield level of the game and the other inspired by Tiny Huge Island. These paintings transform into different pictures using the same rippling effect that happens when Mario jumps into the paintings in the game, and the pictures they transform into are Peach with the golden mushroom and Bowser Jr. lurking off to the side, and Bowser Jr. stealing the golden mushroom. And this is our initial introduction to the overarching plot of this park's story if you go the route of getting the power-up bands, playing the games to get the keys, and then fighting Bowser Jr. But we'll put a bookmark in that and get back to it later. So remember how I was saying that the majority of this world would be influenced by Super Mario 3D World? So why would the first thing we step into be Super Mario 64 themed? I think this is to purposefully show the transition and evolution of the universe. Fans who grew up playing the first games are touched to see a site they know and love, and then get to physically step into the beautiful future of the series and really feel the magnificent scale of its growth, all while hearing the familiar melodies that have stayed consistent throughout the years. But don't worry, we'll have a whole section dedicated to the music of the park. So you step into the mainland and you truly feel like you have been transported into the world. They've done an amazing job with the immersion aspect. The thwomp creates a little dust cloud when it hits the ground. The flowers planted by Peach's castle and gazebo are the same ones from Super Mario 3D World. Things that fully could have gone overlooked have been transformed into designs straight out of the game. I'm talking arrows, I'm talking lamps, I'm talking doors. The friggin' bathrooms have underwater murals, play the underwater theme, and smell like the ocean. They didn't have to, but they did, and I appreciate that. The main centerpiece of the world is styled after Mount Beanpole, or World 1-3 from, you guessed it, Super Mario 3D World. The clouds at the top are a really nice detail there. The lands that they feature actually match up pretty well with the world map we're shown in the Super Mario Bros. Movie trailer. There's Peach's castle, a desert land, an ice land, and Bowser's castle, possibly representing the Dark Land, with Yoshi's Island featured inside the attraction. There's no Donkey Kong Country yet, but a Donkey Kong Country expansion of the park is coming to Japan in 2024 and will be coming to the States sometime after that. I tried to confirm if this park would be getting an expansion with Miss Finnan, but she was keeping her lips sealed tight.
I can answer that.
All right. Fair, that's fair. So we'll have to wait and see. But looking at each of these lands more closely, we can figure out what exact games they're based on. The desert land is based on World 2 from Super Mario 3D World, which we can tell from the design on the walls and the fact that this is the only game to have pyramids with the tops cut off like that. Looking at the ice land, the trees, ground, and mountains all appear to be from the Frosted Glacier world from New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. Bowser's Castle is based mostly on the Mario Kart 8 model, which makes sense considering it houses the Mario Kart ride, but uses a giant Bowser head entryway that's seen in a lot of the games, but most closely resembles the one in Mario Kart Wii or Super Mario 3D Land. The Yoshi's Island section is most definitely based on New Yoshi's Island, seen by the unique Yoshi coins and odes to several of the levels via pink flowers, gem-filled caves, and beanstalks, among other things. And finally, looking at Peach's Castle, this one kind of confuses me on how much it doesn't perfectly match any of the games exactly. It's kind of close to the one in Odyssey, which would make sense as that's the closest match in the new movie, but uses the Super Mario 64 stained glass design, which the movie didn't. An enigma, but beautiful nonetheless. Some of the other cute features in the mainland are the giant mushroom umbrellas, pavilions, I don't know what to call them. We'll just say the giant mushrooms with the little mushroom seats under them. These are also featured in the new movie's trailer, but the Toads use the smaller mushrooms as tables instead of seats in that. There are also binoculars from Super Mario Odyssey that you can look through and see different fun AR details depending on the time of day, like mystery doors, blue coins, and fireworks at night. And you can even zoom in on certain places to find Easter eggs like the Comet Observatory with Rosalina and the Lumas from Super Mario Galaxy, or even Pikmin. If you can't find the Pikmin through the binoculars though, don't worry, these little guys can be spotted around the park too. The mini-games you play to unlock keys are also based on various levels and enemies in Super Mario 3D World, like the rolling hills and the sleepy extra long piranha creepers. Also, on the topic of mini-games and hidden details, there are 4 hard-to-spot M sensors scattered around the park, where if you activate them with a power band, an 8-bit Mario character will light up, just in case you need an extra dash of old school among all these new age references. One of the main attractions at the park is Toadstool Cafe, which is built to look like a Toad house from Super Mario 3D World both inside and out. Step inside and you'll notice both a physical small and big present hanging from the ceiling and virtual ones you can access with your power-up band, which are references to the power-ups you can get from Toad houses in the game. But that's not all. The floors, windows, pillars, and dining area walls are all identical to the game too. They also pulled references from the Toad houses in New Super Mario Bros. U, as you can see from the first room's walls, and you get hints of it in the design of the dining area ceiling as well. The next room you walk into introduces us to Chef Toad, which heartbreakingly indicates to me that Tasty's time in the Mario universe is up. Where is she, Nintendo? Is she in one of those cans back there? Be honest. Actually, speaking of, what is Chef Toad working with back there? In the background, we can see some mushrooms, some apples, a little canned fruit salad, and he's got a checklist that I almost thought might say something in cursive when you flipped the image, but it's the same thing on the clipboard at the park in Japan, so it is probably just scribbles. Anyway, I may have cried over my burger at the thought of losing Tasty, but I have to admit this new Toad's pretty dang cute. But the fun don't stop there, because the rest of this place is equally charming. The counter where you order is set up like a traditional game shop, and they offer a variety of cute foods with their own little details, like the Superstar Lemon Squash drink with little mango stars in it, and the Mountain Beanpole cake, which is made to look like Mountain Beanpole with the flag and all. I also just want to point out how the trash and recycling bins have these little banana peels on them, which just makes me feel all warm and fuzzy. In the dining room, you can see various sights in the windows scattered around. Most of the time, you're watching cute little toads doing their cute little toad thing. And also, there are those same flowers from around the park again. But if you wait long enough, you'll get to see a storm coming in and a full-on Bowser airship attack. I'll take fries with the side of impending doom, please. And then in the back window, you can see into the kitchen where the Toads are preparing all the food. Now I gotta say, the more I look at their kitchen, the more questions I have. I see what might be a cute little nod to the radishes in Super Mario Bros. 2 up front, which is nice. And then there's a sign in the back saying that bananas plus an apple does not equal a turnip. Yeah, okay. I might want to start seeing some credentials from these Toads, actually. But okay, what's in the back here? You got some cookbooks, coins, which seem like a weird thing to have in the kitchen, what looks like coins from a completely different game, and what are the pictures on these cans? You can't tell me that one's not a cartoon dog. We have gotta go! So normally now would be the time that I talk about the main ride of the park, Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge. But let me tell you, there were so many details both on the ride and in the queue for this ride that I need to make it its own video. I know, but like, Just to give you a taste, in one of the many rooms, I saw 75 book titles that, yes, will be listed in that second video, which will probably be the same length as this video. But they're worth it. We were even given the heads up to keep an eye out for them.
I'm a fan of pay attention to the books in Bowser's Study. Okay. There's some great ones in there.
But it's too much for this video, so let's jump over to where you end up at the end of the ride, the 1-Up Factory. This store is so cute, and the style definitely reminds me of Super Mario Galaxy's Toy Time Galaxy or Rolling Gizmo Galaxy. However, the details, like the fans, arrows, and meters, are all incredibly similar to Mario Party 9's Bob-omb Factory. Overall, just a lovely feast for the eyes. So now it is time to remove the Bowser Jr. bookmark I put in at the beginning of the video because I feel like we're ready. Starting with the outside, his fortress is sat next to his dad's and is heartwarmingly a much smaller castle with an unbeaten flag on the top. Once you get the 3 keys necessary to unlock the giant padlock, you get a glimpse of a hideaway straight out of a destructive toddler's dream. There's graffiti everywhere, and if you'll remember the paintings when you first entered, you'll note that Bowser Jr. has a paintbrush. Now this paintbrush was first introduced to him, which is a nice way to say that he stole it, in Super Mario Sunshine, where he used it to graffiti the city. Now it's not the same paintbrush, since that one had Professor Egad's logo on it, and last we saw was no longer in Bowser Jr.'s possession, but more than likely is the one he has in Super Mario 3D World Bowser's Fury. However, I do believe all this graffiti in his hideaway is still a Super Mario Sunshine reference, and in Japan, the M marking from the game is even at the entrance, but it's been omitted from this version for some reason. But the graffiti is delightfully childish, and the details in the paintings, like the apple juice he's drinking in one of them, remind us that this tiny tyrant is still just a toddler, which makes his mischievous nature oddly lovable. We get a better sense of this mixture of innocence and destructiveness in the next room as we see his hoard of weapons like the paintbrush, Koopa broom, Hammer Bro helmet and hammer, poison shroom, spike ball, Mecha Koopa, and Goomba shoe. There's also a magic wand among these weapons, which from the colors looks to be Wendy's wand, alongside his blocks, his building blocks. It's so cute. His junior clown car is also being stored here, which we can tell isn't the original clown car due to the smaller smile and rounder eyes. Bowser Jr. Shadow Showdown is all about trying to get back the golden mushroom that he stole from Princess Peach, and when you do, you're rewarded with a letter of gratitude from the princess herself. So one majorly overlooked thing that could really add a lot to the atmosphere of a theme park is the music. And this park has a ton of original orchestrational versions of songs from throughout the games that play subtly in the background of all the areas of the park. Here are some of the ones I heard during my visit, but keep in mind that each area can have a variety of tracks that cycle through, so this is just what happened to be playing when I was in any given area. The entrance to the park is an original composition unique to Super Nintendo World that has a bit of Gusty Garden Galaxy from Super Mario Galaxy in it, giving it a feeling of adventure and wonder. When you enter the pipe at the entrance, the warp pipe sound plays, followed by Athletic Theme from Super Mario Bros. 3. In Peach's Castle, you appropriately hear the song Inside the Castle Walls from Super Mario 64, and upon leaving the castle and stepping into the main land, you are greeted with the famous Overworld theme from Super Mario Bros. Some other themes that you'll hear walking around the main area include Super Bell Hill and World 1 from Super Mario 3D World. Many of the songs you hear are directly tied to the area you're in, so in the underground themed areas, you'll likely hear the Super Mario Bros. Underground theme, or the Super Mario 3D Land Castle theme, along with a ton of Mario Kart 8 songs in Bowser's Castle. You might hear Flower Garden from Yoshi's Island while in the Yoshi's New Island part of the queue, or Comet Observatory 3 from Super Mario Galaxy while dining at Toadstool Cafe. Like I said, there are so many more songs besides these, so be sure to keep your ears open when you visit. And now, you've made it this far. It is time for my absolute favorite detail in all of Super Nintendo World. Something that most people will never see when they visit. Something that is so minute and overlooked that it will never fully get the appreciation it deserves. Something you can't even begin to imagine. Are you ready? The wet floor sign is a banana peel. So that is every detail you could possibly hope for at Super Nintendo World, sans Bowser's Castle, which will be its own video, so be on the lookout for that. And a huge thanks to Universal for allowing us this exclusive access. This is our first time covering a theme park on New Rockstars, so if you'd be interested in more theme park coverage, leave a comment below. Until then, you can follow me on Twitter at @It'sAnnaVanston, and follow and subscribe to New Rockstars at New Rockstars for more breakdowns of everything you love.